The greatest danger in life isn't the obstacles you see, but the negativity you ignore. It's time to face it and take back control. Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like something just wasn't right? Like an invisible force was holding you back from reaching your full potential? We often go through life thinking everything's fine, but deep down we sense a darkness creeping into our thoughts, our actions, and even the people we surround ourselves with. It's subtle at first, just a flicker of doubt, a moment of fear, but over time it builds. It clouds your vision, making it harder to see the path you were meant to walk. Negativity doesn't always announce itself with loud alarms. It disguises itself as comfort, as routine, as normalcy. It tells you that this is how things are, and maybe how they always will be. But what if I told you that this negativity, this energy, is what's holding you back from the greatness you're capable of? What if I told you that the life you're living now, though familiar, is far from the life you could be living? We often become blind to the toxic energy in our lives because we've grown used to it. We tolerate it, we endure it, and in some cases we even invite it in unknowingly. But today that changes. Today we're going to open our eyes and we're going to face the truth. Because only when you confront the negativity head on can you break free and begin the journey toward a life of purpose, peace, and power. Today, I want to talk to you about the subtle yet powerful signs of negativity that may be silently affecting your life. These aren't always obvious, but they have a profound impact on how we think, how we feel, and ultimately how we live. Negativity creeps in without us realizing it, shaping our decisions, limiting our potential, and holding us back from becoming the best version of ourselves. By recognizing these signs and confronting them, we can begin to break free from their grip and create the life we truly deserve. Are you ready to see the truth? Are you ready to rise above? Because that's where transformation begins. It begins with awareness. Constant doubt and fear. Constant doubt and fear often start as a quiet whisper, questioning your every move. You begin to wonder if you're capable enough, if you're ready for what's ahead, or if you're even deserving of success. This self-doubt may not seem harmful at first, but it gradually builds, affecting not only how you see yourself, but also how you approach life and opportunities. The more you second-guess your decisions, the more you begin to believe that maybe you're not as capable as you once thought. Instead of moving forward with confidence, hesitation creeps in, and suddenly every choice feels like a potential misstep. You find yourself focusing on what could go wrong rather than embracing the possibilities of what could go right. As fear takes root, it becomes a constant shadow in your mind, preventing you from taking risks or stepping into the unknown. Even when opportunities arise, the fear of failure or rejection feels so overwhelming that staying in your comfort zone seems like the safer option. You avoid challenges, convincing yourself that it's better to stay where you are, even though deep down you know you're capable of more. This cycle of hesitation, fueled by fear and doubt, keeps you stuck in place. The more you give in to these thoughts, the more stagnant you become, making it harder to break free and grow. While staying in your comfort zone may feel safe, it comes at the cost of missing out on the growth, success, and fulfillment that lie just beyond its borders. Persistent negative thoughts. Persistent negative thoughts often manifest as a relentless inner dialogue that constantly undermines your confidence. Every mistake or shortcoming is magnified, and instead of seeing opportunities for growth, you see only failure and inadequacy. This self-criticism becomes a repetitive pattern, replaying the same negative messages in your mind, making it difficult to escape the cycle of doubt and despair. This negative self-talk is more than just an occasional thought. It becomes a pervasive influence on how you view yourself and your potential. Pessimism clouds your judgment, making you focus on what could go wrong rather than what could go right. You start to anticipate failure and setbacks, which influences your decisions and actions, often leading to a self-fulfilling prophecy where your fears become your reality. An overall sense of hopelessness starts to take root, making it hard to see any light at the end of the tunnel. This feeling of despair can block your progress as it drains your motivation and enthusiasm. Each setback feels more significant than it might actually be, and the idea of overcoming obstacles seems increasingly daunting. This emotional weight makes it challenging to take proactive steps toward your goals, as the constant stream of negative thoughts makes you doubt whether change is even possible. Over time, this pattern of negative thinking can become deeply ingrained, influencing your overall outlook on life. It affects your ability to embrace new opportunities and pursue your passions. Instead of seeing challenges as chances to grow, you view them as threats that confirm your fears and reinforce your self-doubt. Lack of purpose. A lack of purpose often feels like drifting aimlessly through life with no clear direction or sense of meaning. You may wake up each day and go through the motions, but a nagging feeling of emptiness follows you. Without a defined goal or mission, everyday activities can start to feel monotonous and uninspired, leaving you questioning the value and significance of what you're doing. This sense of directionlessness often leads to frustration. You might find yourself asking why you're putting in effort if it doesn't seem to lead to any meaningful outcomes. The absence of purpose can make achievements feel hollow, as if they lack the deeper significance you crave. Every accomplishment might feel like just another task crossed off a list rather than a step towards something greater. The emotional impact of this lack of purpose can be profound. It can create a sense of disconnection from your own life, where you feel like an observer rather than an active participant. This detachment can lead to feelings of sadness and disillusionment as you struggle to find motivation and passion in your daily activities. The more you grapple with these feelings, the more they can compound, making it even harder to find a path that feels truly fulfilling. Living without a clear sense of purpose often leads to a perpetual state of searching. You might try different careers, hobbies, or relationships in an attempt to fill the void, but nothing seems to bring the satisfaction you're looking for. The ongoing search for meaning can become a source of anxiety as you continue to question what will finally give your life the direction and significance it desperately needs. Jealousy and envy. Jealousy and envy often begin as a subtle comparison where you find yourself fixating on what others have achieved or possess. This constant comparison becomes a habitual lens through which you view your own life. You might scroll through social media or hear about a friend's accomplishments and immediately feel a pang of inadequacy. Instead of celebrating their success, you feel bitter and resentful, questioning why you haven't achieved similar milestones. This persistent focus on others' successes can lead to an unhealthy obsession with their achievements. You measure your worth against theirs, believing that their success somehow diminishes your own potential or value. This mindset turns every success story into a reminder of your perceived shortcomings, fueling a cycle of negativity that prevents you from appreciating your own progress and achievements. The emotional toll of envy can manifest as a constant feeling of dissatisfaction. You may find yourself ruminating on what others have and feeling trapped in a state of perpetual longing. Instead of using their success as inspiration, it becomes a source of frustration and discontent. This bitterness can erode your self-esteem, making it difficult to recognize and acknowledge your own strengths and accomplishments. Over time, this preoccupation with what others have can distract you from focusing on your own path and goals. Instead of channeling your energy into personal growth and self-improvement, you spend it on feelings of inadequacy and jealousy. This misplaced focus not only hinders your own progress, but also prevents you from finding fulfillment in your unique journey and achievements. Avoiding accountability. Avoiding accountability often begins with the reluctance to accept responsibility for your actions. Instead of acknowledging your role in a setback or failure, you might shift the blame to external factors or other people. This can manifest as making excuses, pointing fingers, or highlighting circumstances that you believe contributed to the outcome, rather than facing the reality of your own involvement. This refusal to take ownership of your actions creates a barrier to personal growth. When you blame others or external situations, you miss the opportunity to reflect on your own decisions and behaviors. This lack of self-reflection prevents you from learning valuable lessons from your experiences, which are crucial for improvement and progress. The cycle of deflecting responsibility keeps you from developing the skills and insights needed to overcome similar challenges in the future. As you continue to avoid accountability, the pattern of shifting blame becomes ingrained. This can lead to repeated failures as you don't address the underlying issues that contribute to these setbacks. Each time you point fingers instead of looking inward, you perpetuate a cycle where the same problems resurface and the opportunity for growth remains out of reach. The more you resist owning up to your mistakes, the harder it becomes to break free from this cycle. Avoiding accountability also impacts your relationships and how others perceive you. When you habitually shift blame, it can erode trust and respect from those around you. They may see you as unreliable or evasive, which can strain personal and professional connections. This external perception, coupled with internal dissatisfaction, reinforces the cycle of failure and prevents you from moving forward effectively. Feeling stuck in life. Feeling stuck in life often manifests as a sense of being immobilized despite having opportunities and potential at your disposal. You might recognize that you have the skills, resources, and chances to advance, but an invisible barrier seems to prevent you from making progress. This sensation of being stuck creates a persistent feeling of frustration as you're aware of what could be achieved but struggle to take the necessary steps toward those goals. This stagnation can be accompanied by a constant internal struggle, where you grapple with your own sense of inertia. You may set goals and outline plans, but the motivation to act on them remains elusive. Each attempt to move forward feels laborious and often ends in disappointment, as if you're treading water rather than making meaningful strides. The feeling of being stuck can also lead to self-doubt and a loss of confidence. You might question your abilities or wonder if you're on the wrong path. This self-doubt can be paralyzing, making it even harder to take action and break free from the cycle of inaction. The more you dwell on these doubts, the more entrenched you become in your own sense of stagnation. The emotional weight of feeling stuck can lead to a sense of resignation, where you start to accept your current situation as permanent. This resignation can be demoralizing as you begin to believe that no matter what you do, you'll never be able to overcome the obstacles holding you back. The combination of frustration, self-doubt, and resignation creates a powerful force that keeps you from breaking free and achieving the progress you're capable of. Ignoring your intuition. Ignoring your intuition often starts with dismissing that subtle inner voice that signals something is off. Whether it's a nagging feeling about a relationship, job, or situation, you may choose to overlook these gut feelings in favor of rationalizing or justifying the status quo. This internal guidance, which often manifests as a sense of discomfort or unease, is frequently ignored in favor of external validation or societal expectations. When you consistently disregard your intuition, you may find yourself staying in situations that no longer serve you. For instance, in a relationship, you might overlook red flags or incompatibilities, convincing yourself that things will improve or that your feelings are unfounded. Similarly, in a job setting, you might ignore signs of dissatisfaction or lack of fulfillment, choosing to stick with what is familiar, rather than pursuing opportunities that align better with your values and passions. This tendency to ignore your intuition can lead to a prolonged sense of dissatisfaction and discomfort. The more you suppress these inner warnings, the more they can grow, creating a persistent feeling that something isn't quite right. This emotional dissonance can erode your overall well-being as you remain in situations that are misaligned with your true self or desires. Ignoring your intuition often results in a cycle of recurring issues. By not addressing the underlying feelings of unease, you may encounter similar problems in different areas of your life. Each time you bypass your inner guidance, you reinforce a pattern where your true needs and feelings are consistently disregarded, making it increasingly difficult to break free from unfulfilling circumstances. Toxic relationships. Toxic relationships are characterized by interactions with individuals who drain your energy and undermine your well-being. These are people who, instead of offering support and positivity, consistently bring negativity into your life. You might find that their presence leaves you feeling emotionally exhausted, as they often demand more from you than they give in return. This imbalance can manifest in various ways, including constant criticism, manipulation, or even emotional or psychological abuse. In toxic relationships, manipulation can be a prevalent issue. Those involved might use tactics to control or influence your behavior to serve their own interests, often at your expense. This can involve guilt tripping, playing on your insecurities, or creating a dependency that keeps you feeling obligated to them. Such manipulative behavior undermines your confidence and autonomy, making it difficult to assert your own needs and boundaries. Additionally, toxic individuals often foster a pervasive sense of negativity. Instead of encouraging you or celebrating your successes, they might dismiss your achievements or belittle your ambitions. This constant negativity can erode your self-esteem and make you question your own worth and abilities. The more time you spend with these people, the more their negativity can seep into your own mindset, impacting your overall outlook on life. Surrounding yourself with toxic individuals can also isolate you from healthier, more supportive relationships. You might find that these negative influences gradually take precedence, causing you to drift away from people who genuinely care about your well-being. This isolation can deepen the impact of the toxic relationship as you lose access to positive reinforcement and support that could help counterbalance the effects of the negativity in your life. Unhealthy habits. Unhealthy habits often manifest as behaviors that significantly harm both your physical and mental well-being. These habits can include overindulging in substances like alcohol, drugs, or excessive caffeine, which can lead to serious health issues and emotional instability. The immediate effects of substance abuse might seem to provide relief or escape, but the long-term consequences often include deteriorating health, strained relationships, and increased mental distress. Maintaining a poor diet can have detrimental effects on your overall health. Consuming excessive amounts of processed foods, sugary snacks, or unhealthy fats can lead to a range of physical problems, such as obesity, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. These dietary choices also impact your mental health, as poor nutrition can contribute to mood swings, lack of energy, and decreased cognitive function. The cycle of unhealthy eating can become ingrained, making it difficult to break free from the pattern and adopt more nutritious habits. Self-destructive actions, such as engaging in risky behaviors or neglecting self-care, further compound the issue. This might include reckless behavior such as driving dangerously or engaging in unsafe practices, or neglecting essential self-care routines like regular exercise, proper sleep, and stress management. These actions not only harm your physical health, but also contribute to a deteriorating sense of self-worth and mental well-being. These unhealthy habits can become entrenched in your daily routine, creating a cycle that's hard to escape. The immediate gratification or escape they provide often overshadows the long-term damage they inflict, making it challenging to recognize the full extent of their impact. This ongoing struggle with unhealthy habits can prevent you from achieving a balanced, fulfilling life, as the negative effects accumulate and overshadow your overall well-being. And lastly, lack of gratitude. A lack of gratitude often manifests as a persistent focus on what's going wrong in your life, overshadowing the positive aspects that you might otherwise appreciate. This mindset can create a habit of negativity where your attention is continuously drawn to problems, shortcomings, or unmet desires. Instead of recognizing and valuing the good things you have, you become fixated on what you lack or what isn't going as planned. When you concentrate solely on the negatives, it becomes challenging to see the positives in your life. This narrow focus can lead to a sense of dissatisfaction and frustration, as you overlook the small victories, personal achievements, or moments of joy that contribute to your overall well-being. The more you dwell on what's wrong, the less capable you become of appreciating the good things that might be present. but obscured by your negative outlook. This tendency to neglect gratitude can also impact your relationships and interactions with others. If you're consistently focused on what's lacking or going wrong, it's easy to overlook the efforts and kindness of those around you. This can create a cycle of unfulfilled expectations and strained relationships as you fail to acknowledge and appreciate the support and love you receive. This lack of gratitude can lead to a diminished sense of happiness and fulfillment. When your attention is consistently directed towards what's wrong, it becomes harder to recognize and enjoy the positive aspects of your life. This ongoing focus on negativity not only affects your mental and emotional state, but also prevents you from experiencing a more balanced and appreciative view of your circumstances. In facing these signs of negativity, constant doubt, persistent negative thoughts, lack of purpose, jealousy, avoiding accountability, feeling stuck, ignoring intuition, toxic relationships, unhealthy habits, and a lack of gratitude, it becomes clear that overcoming these obstacles requires both awareness and action. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward breaking free from their grip. It's about taking responsibility for your life, confronting the negativity head on, and making a conscious effort to shift your mindset and behaviors. Remember, the power to transform your life lies within you. Each of these signs can be challenged and changed with determination and self-reflection. By embracing a more positive and proactive approach, you can begin to rebuild and reframe your life in a way that fosters growth, fulfillment, and true happiness. Look, life's not always going to hand you a silver platter. You've got to fight for every inch of it. And that starts with taking control of the negativity that's holding you back. You see, every obstacle, every challenge, it's all a test of your strength, your resolve, and your willingness to rise above the noise. So stand up, face that doubt, challenge those negative thoughts, find your purpose and let it drive you. And if you're feeling stuck, if you're ignoring that inner voice, listen up, because it's time to change the game. Surround yourself with those who lift you up. Break those unhealthy habits and practice gratitude every single day. You've got a fire inside you that's waiting to blaze. Don't let the darkness of negativity put it out. Embrace the struggle, conquer those obstacles, and let the light of your true potential shine through. Your journey isn't over, it's just beginning. So get out there and make it count. Make it unforgettable.